Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let's thanks to Allah Almighty who has been giving us mercy and blessing so we can breathe air every second without paying and without any obstacles. Let's get occasion. Secondly, my salawat and salam always deliver to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who had guided us from the darkness to the lightness in this world as well as the next world. Indeed, it's a great pleasure for me in this precious occasion. I would like to compare between America education and Indonesia education. Before I compare between Indonesia education and America education, it's feasible to me to introduce myself first. My name is Maltuf Hazmi. You can call me Hazmi, and as the second semester of English literature. The education systems in Indonesia and America are very different. Where Indonesia places more emphasis on final grades than the learning process, but America places more emphasis on a process, because if the process is good, then you will get good results too. America and Indonesia have striking differences in education systems. We can see that Indonesia uses more materials in every lesson. If we remember, from elementary school to high school in Indonesia, we use more material. This material also sometimes exceeds our brain's capacity to digest it. This is different from America, which places more emphasis on learning directly and practically in the field. Why do they use study and practice technologies? Because basically learning with direct practice makes it easier to remember and is more effective than just memorizing theory. From the perspectives of the students, in America, we always hold a questions and answer session during class time after all the material has been explained in order to make students more active, increase communication between students and teachers, and to train students' self-confidence. The students that are also active in asking what they don't know, because students in that country have a great curiosity. In contrast to Indonesian students, let alone not being given special time for questions and answers. Given time for questions and answers, sometimes they are reluctant to ask questions, or sometimes some of them even say understand before the teacher's explanation is finished, even though in fact they don't really understand, because some of them don't feel confident when asking questions, don't want to be considered stupid by their friends, or even have little curiosity. From the teacher's point of view, uh, in America, the teachers who come are more disciplined than their students. The teacher arrives early. If the teacher cannot be present to teach, then the school is already looking for a replacement to teach. So there is no such thing as free hours in learning. This is different from Indonesia, where sometimes the teacher is not present, and the school or teacher concert doesn't prepare a substitute teacher to teach. That's why in Indonesia there is the term free time. It cannot be denied that education in America is much better than in Indonesia. In Indonesia, we know that elementary and middle school education is mandatory. In America, the opportunity to obtain education for all citizens has long been complemented. Compulsory education in the US from elementary to high school, but the government waived school fees from kindergarten to high school for state schools. For private school, for private schools, governments from central to local don't provide any budget, and conversely, schools are not required to follow all government policies in the field of education. So there's some of the differences between the education systems in Indonesia and America. Maybe just it from this evening. If you find any mistake from my speaking or from my delivering, please forgive me because I'm human being only. And the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.